Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my first impressions of The Hellbound by Yun Sang-ho and Choi Gyu-suk. My apologies for my Korean pronunciation. I am not super familiar with how to pronounce Korean names, but this is volume 1. This is put out by Dark Horse, which I was surprised about. I just, for some reason, I don't know, when I bought it, I just wasn't expecting Dark Horse when it arrived. This is very heavy. It's got this like rubbery matte finish here, but then it's a glossy finish on the side here, with some embossed glossy stuff there, and some glossy stuff on the back too. The paper quality of this is quite good. It's pretty, like really, really dark blacks and very whites. The paper is quite heavy because like this is a decently heavy volume for how much of a sort of standard size it is. Aesthetically, obviously this volume is pretty cool looking, and the spine is pretty wicked as well. I have not seen the Netflix series. I didn't even know about it, honestly. I just saw this cover in like upcoming titles and saw the cover, read the synopsis, and went, yeah, I probably like that, and picked up the first volume of it. So I didn't have any expectations going into this because I really had only read the very short synopsis of what it was reasonably about. And I did like this. I am interested in reading more of it. But there definitely was a point where I was like, is it almost over? Like, is this volume, like, how long is this volume? And I think that part of that is the fact that there's no chapters in it, so it literally is just one consecutive thing. Now, there are 310 pages here, so, I mean, for how thin it looks, there is actually quite a bit of content here. But the problem is there's no chapters, and I find myself with any series that doesn't have chapters giving a break. I just find that it drags on, because I can't really ever find a place that I feel like, oh, I can stop here for now and then come back to it. I feel this like need to finish the whole thing for some reason, and I don't know, it's just a lot of information kind of being thrown at you. There's a decent amount of dialogue, and there are some aspects of this that I am not a fan of. And so, I don't know, it's just kind of strange. So basically the premise is that people are getting a notice that basically tells them exactly when they're going to die, and that they're going to hell. And then these monstrous creatures arrive at the exact time, and basically take you to hell. They completely obliterate the person, and it's now becoming a bit of a phenomenon, where like the news is capturing some of these. People are seeing this happen in public, and so people are freaking out. There's a bit of a cult-like aspect to this as well, where this other group is like talking about sin and how, you know, those who are being dragged to hell are sinners, and you need to be conscious of how you're behaving so that you don't become one of them. And then there's like an offset of this cult-like group who seems to be connected in some way, but not exactly. They seem to be a bit more extremist, and then you have the law enforcement who's trying to figure out what's going on, because they're like not really fully on board with the fact that these are like supernatural beings. They're like that. I think that some of these human groups are causing this to happen. So there's a lot of different angles this story is coming from, and I am interested to see how it kind of pulls together, because this first volume felt a little chaotic. I was having, I don't know, there were certain groups that I was interested to follow their story, and then there's a couple groups that we don't have enough information about yet, and so, you know, when it jumps to them, you're like, okay, what am I supposed to take from this interaction, or how do I add this to my knowledge about this world? So yeah, I'm just a bit confused, and I did come to the conclusion at the end of this volume that I enjoyed it, and that I will buy the next volume. But like I said, as I was reading it, I was just kind of thinking, like, is this over yet? Like, should I just take a break and put my bookmark in, or what? But I think in part that's contributing that's happening because there's no chapters, and it's literally just a continuous story throughout this volume. So I don't know. I'm intrigued. I'm interested if any of you have watched the Netflix series, and if you have watched and then read, this first volume, what your thoughts are. Because I went and watched the trailer for the live action, and I was like, oh, it kind of looks cool. It looks like it actually was something I would enjoy watching. And I don't know, maybe it's just something I will enjoy watching more than reading. I'm just not sure yet, because this seems like it could be something really cool to watch in live action. I don't know. But then also with the Dark Horse price point of $24 Canadian, it might be a little while before I pick the next volume of this up. So anyway, the Hellbound. I did think it was cool. I did think that it was something that I will be interested in picking up a bit more of. But there was a lot of text and a lot of different things going on that it just felt a little disjointed to me. But yeah, if you've read this, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you know anything else about this series that I clearly do not know, I'd like to hear some context of, is this ongoing? Is it a newer series? Is it, does the live action only cover, this volume and a little bit more? Or how much of the story does that go into? Yeah. Thanks for watching.